All right, guys, 7th grade, you are ready for your English test. And I'm just giving you a little heads up what you need to study for your test. Make sure that you study the first checkup. On the first checkup on page 11, you have some things there that involve the Swiss Family Robinson, different names for people, for places. Make sure you know those, okay? Make sure you know the Swiss Family Robinson questions on page 11. And on your checkup, make sure that you know numbers 1 through 18, those matching. Make sure you know what each one of those is. You're not going to have all of them on the test, but you are going to have some of them. Also, make sure that you know the Swiss Family Robinson questions on your self-test, numbers 19 to 25. Study those very good. Make sure that you know what a simile, metaphor, personification, and a hyperbola is. You have 5 questions on your test. Remember, a simile uses the word like or as, compares two unlike objects using like or as. A metaphor is saying two unlike objects are the other. Remember, we had one like the glider is a soaring bird. That is a metaphor. Personification is when you take a what's the word they use? A lifeless object and give it a human quality or make it as if it were alive. In other words, the clouds cried, the flowers smiled, things like that. That's personification. Hyperbola is an exaggeration. I was so scared I died, or whatever. It's an exaggeration. Make sure you know the different kinds of pronouns. The personal pronouns, those are like he, she, it, we, they, it's, ours, yours. Those are all personal pronouns. A compound pronoun is like himself, herself, itself, themselves. An interrogative pronoun is where you use words like who, let me make sure I got this right. Who, whom, whose, or which, and what. And use them in an asking sentence. If it's an interrogative pronoun, it must be an asking sentence. A demonstrative pronoun is saying a particular thing. That, whatever, those shoes, they can function as adjectives if they are used before noun, like this woman, that thought. Those are all demonstrative pronouns. Make sure you know what a relative pronoun is. Those are used to introduce adjective clauses, such as whom God could use. Whom is introducing an adjective clause. Who had been preaching? That was so wrong. It's an adjective clause, and the relative pronouns are who, whom, whose, which, what, and that. And then an indefinite pronoun was, you had a box of them on page 29, but it's like somebody, nobody, anybody, each, either, several, few, both, many, no one, all. Those are all indefinite pronouns. Then you're going to be underlining the verb that agrees with the pronoun. Make sure, like if you have a singular pronoun, you use a singular verb. Plural pronoun, you use a plural verb. And then you need to study your wisdom. You have got 7 questions off of your wisdom. and I think they're going to be rearranged. I don't think they're exactly like they are in your wisdom, so make sure that you know your wisdom and that you read your questions on your test very carefully, okay? Read them very carefully. So study your wisdom, study your questions about Swiss Family Robinson, make sure you know your verse. Good job, guys. You're almost done. You've worked very hard. And looking forward to see how you do on your English test. One of you has already taken it, and she did well. Did well on your math tests. That's amazing. So you got this. You're almost finished. See ya.